Welcome back, everybody. I'm Tank. This is another episode of Roadie Reactions, and today we're going to be checking out the latest music video from legendary Swedish metal group Evergrey. And the video that we're checking out is actually their third single from their upcoming album, and this has actually been a trilogy of videos, and this is, again, the third one. The most interesting thing about this trilogy, though, is that it's been in backwards order. So for the actual story, we've already seen the end of it and the middle, and today we're finally getting the beginning. So now that this is out and I'm going to react to this, I'm actually probably going to watch the videos in the storyline order to see how it progresses, man. It's a very cool idea. It's very unique. I don't see this that often. But the single is coming off of their brand new studio album, A Heartless Portrait, The ORPHEAN Testament. And that's going to be releasing on May 20th, 2022, and it's their first release with Napalm Records. Now, from the time this reaction releases, that is coming out very soon, but pre-orders are still available. And as always, I'll throw links in the description of this video where you can go support the band if you would like to. Now, recently, I actually got to do another episode of the Back Lounge podcast with Tom England of Evergrey, and it was awesome, man. We sat down for about 2 hours and just talked about tons of different stuff, from the recording of this album to the future touring plans that they have, him getting a signature guitar with Comparison, and then we also just had a ton of laughs talking about tour stories and stuff like that. So that podcast will actually release a day after this reaction, so be on the lookout for that as well. But I'm excited to finally see where this story begins, so let's just jump into this. I will link this original video in the description below, and today I'm once again listening to Evergrey, and for the very first time checking out the brand new music video for their song Blindfolded. Let's go! Oh, are we gonna get an actual, like, full-blown story video this time?
Talespersoner från regeringen säger att, citat, det är det största intrånget mot vår säkerhet som någonsin har drabbat Sverige och det kommer få ödesdigra konsekvenser. Alla nationer påverkas och det pågår massiva insatser för att förhindra att informationen sprids. Slut citat.
You guys clean up nice.
Ja, det här var ditt ansvar. Vi kommer hålla dig till svars för det här och jag skulle föreslå att du löser uppgiften. Gör vad som helst, men gör det nu.
Enligt uppgifter till nyhetsredaktionen så innehåller dokumenten hemligstämplat material som kommer förändra vår syn på vår frihet och som avslöjar hur världens ledare systematiskt förhindrat det fria tänkandet.
Fan vad gött! Champagne!
I'm kind of already putting together how this story is going based on the first two videos I've seen, now that we're seeing this.
Vi måste ta upp på allt och få ut informationen nu! Vi skulle aldrig ha gjort det. Nu är vi överens om det här allihopa. Jo, men vi kommer för fan att dö.
Det är väl för fan bättre än alternativ. Vi var ju överens. Vi är väl överens.
I'm also loving the background music that's been building up with this. It's just really good touch.
Nu kommer de!
That I'm weaving, started feeling.
Dude, okay, we got to stop real quick and just talk about some stuff, because the guitar work in this, even the synthesizers and the bass work, and like, there's so much busy stuff going on, but it doesn't seem overbearing at all. And I think it works perfectly with the flow of Tom's delivery of the vocals on this, man. This is fucking cool, man. I'm loving this. And I think this is the first time I've ever seen a music video like this from Evergrey, where there's actual big time story going on like this. Obviously, we saw in the previous 2 videos, they were, doing some acting and stuff like that as well, but this is more acting, if that makes sense. They're actually delivering vocal lines and they're actually changing scenes and stuff. It's really cool. It's really impressive. And, Patrick Elias is always working with these guys. I mean, the dude is a legendary cinematographer in Sweden and all over the world. He's worked with so many bands. If I'm not mistaken, this looks like the same theater or a similar theater that they did the video for Where August Mourns. Obviously in that music video, there's a lot of haze and stuff going on, but you could clearly see they were on a theater stage. And considering they film in Gothenburg a lot, I bet it's the same, but I don't know. I'll try and look it up. There's a ton of the same gear in this video that we've seen in a lot of Evergrey stuff that I've already spent a lot of time breaking down. So I'm probably not going to do a lot of huge breakdowns in this one. I'm probably just going to take this one in for the rest of the time. Maybe talk about a couple things that I think might be interesting, but this is cool. Let's keep going. Oh, cool camera shot. All right, before we go into this bridge part, man, dude, some of the little intricate, like, technical things that these guys are doing in their instrumentation all around too, even starting at the drums, man. Some of the little, cymbal hits that are being thrown in and some of the ride work, really, really cool. And then even on the guitar work, just some of the slides that you're hearing bending in, or not bending, but sliding into riffs and stuff is just such a cool little detail, man. This vibe of this song gives me the idea that it might be the opener on the CD. I could be wrong, but it just has that vibe to me. It seems like it would be just such a good feel for what's going to come on a CD, man. This is really cool. So like I said, we're not going to do major gear breakdowns, but as always, Tom is using comparison guitars. That's a Dellinger that we have seen him use in other videos. And on the podcast I did with him recently, he was talking about now after 25 years, he's doing a signature model with comparison that will be released to the public, man. That's super exciting. Super cool. Very curious to see what he does with that. Henrik, of course, playing his signature model from Charvel guitars, which we've seen many, many times in videos. Jonas, same gear as always. Johan, the Solar Type AB bass, which is the only bass that they currently make, but that is a custom for him. If I believe, or if I remember right, I think he had EMGs put in it. All the little details on the electronics are to his specification. Now, Rickard, the one thing I do want to talk about, he's using Moog, which we've seen him use in other videos. I believe we saw that same mini Moog that he's using in the Where August Mourns video. But I do want to take a second to talk about Moog, because Moog is one of those interesting companies, similar to D'Addario, where nobody in the music industry really has agreed on how to say the name. You hear a lot of people say Moog all the time. It is 100% pronounced Moog, if there's anybody out there that has any doubt. And believe it or not, A lot of people say Diodario when talking about the string company. It is 100% pronounced Diodario. So if you had any doubts about that or were curious, Moog, Diodario. But Moog has been around for over 60 years now. And while they're not the most commercially successful synthesizer and electronics brand, they're one of the most influential. They're the first company that came out with a keyboard-driven synthesizer, like way back in the day. And then because it was so large, they started developing the Mini Moog, which Rickard is using. And so many bands over the years were using those, man. I mean, you're talking the Doors, the Rolling Stones, the Beatles, Emerson, Lake and Palmer, Stevie Wonder, Herbie Hancock. Everybody back in the day was using Moog, man. Super influential product. And going back to the name, if anybody does have any doubts, I'll just give you the quick history. There's actually a video that one of the founders, Robert Moog, talked about it and said it has Dutch origins, where it was originally pronounced Moog. And then the Germanic way of saying it is Moog. And then a lot of English people say Moog. He actually did say a lot of people in his family haven't decided how they want to say it. But when he and his wife got married, they actually sat down and decided like which one they're for sure going with. And it's Moog. So just a cool little bit of history there. That's really about it. But yeah, that's really all there is to talk about in terms of gear and production stuff. I mean, we've talked about Patrick's video work a ton and the production of the album. So let's just enjoy the rest of it unless there's something crazy. That was really cool production-wise. Oh, where are we going with this? Oh man, great transition into that. Dude, nobody got a break in that song. I think Jonas got the most break at the end there when they broke down that drum part. That was it. Everybody on that song, everybody just went. Oh, great quote. I fucking love this band, dude. So much feel and emotion in this playing. Oh, Jacob Ehrman. That's the guy that engineered the album. I didn't recognize him. Selena, England. I think that's Tom's daughter. I'll try and look it up and see if I can find out. That's really cool, including the family on the production. Dude, that was fantastic all the way around, man. Very immersed in that one. Just wanted to watch and see everything that was going on. A lot of proggy feel in some of that too, man. This is us bringing back the roots, dude. I loved it. I can't wait for this album. Let's go talk more about it. So since we're extremely close to the release of their new album, I've got to imagine that's the last single that we're going to get before it comes out. And what a way to go, man. A whole trilogy series of videos, and the reverse order thing was really unique and really cool. And they blew it out of the water in this one, man. I mean, this was all around. I mean, let's just start at the video itself. Like I said, I think this is the first time I've seen a video from Evergrey where they were fully acting. I mean, it was a long video. It was almost 8 minutes with a lot of story going on. And when you're recording stuff like this, that's a long production, man. Not only are they going to perform this song over and over and over and over to get those performance takes to splice into the video, but they probably had to do a lot of these scenes acting over and over. I don't think this was a one-day video. I would imagine this was multiple days and different shots and stuff like that. And they delivered the story great, and it's, you know, a very deep story, especially knowing what we got from the previous music videos, how that progresses, man. Really cool all the way around, and I don't expect anything less from Patrick's videos. I mean, everything he works on is always awesome. And then all three singles that we've gotten so far are great in my books. I think for personal taste, if I had to pick favorites, I think this one is my favorite of the three so far. So many cool elements just in the playing itself. And like I said, everybody was going hard on that one. That's one of those songs where nobody really got a break that much. I mean, it's one of those multiple listens where I'm going to go back and listen to all the parts going on to hear everything, because the guitar work was just nonstop. There was so much keyboard stuff going on, and everybody else too, the little things that was going on in the drums and the bass work. I mean, all the way around, just fantastic. And of course, with an album that's produced by people in the band and then mixed by somebody like Jacob Hansen, of course it's going to sound great. Everything on this sounds fantastic. I'm super fired up for this album. And of course, their last album, Escape of the Phoenix, was one of my favorites of 2021. And I think, knowing how I feel about this band and what they've already released, there's a good chance that the new one is probably going to be one of my favorites of this year as well. So, to all of you that are watching, just as a reminder, May 20th, 2022, Evergrey's brand new album, A Heartless Portrait, The ORPHEAN Testament, is releasing worldwide from Napalm Records. Links will be below where you can go pre-order and help support the band, because those pre-orders are important, not just financially. It helps with first week chart entries and stuff like that. So if you want to support the band, I would highly encourage you to pre-order, because it helps a lot more than you probably think it would. But I enjoyed myself. I hope you guys did. If you're new to the channel, feel free to click subscribe. I release new videos all the time. If you enjoyed this one, feel free to give it a like, share it around, and if you do any of the stuff that I just mentioned, thank you very much. But most importantly, thank you for taking the time to watch this video. I'm on a ton of different social media. I have a Discord server that a lot of us hang on. I have a Twitch that I stream on. So if you're interested in any of that kind of stuff, I'll throw links in the description below as well. My handle on everything social media is @TankTheTech. Thank you so very much for watching. I will be back very soon with another episode of Roadie Reactions.